Billionaires don't think about money the way you do. For most people, money is about survival, paying rent, covering bills, hoping there's something left at the end of the month. But for billionaires, money is never just money. It's power. It's leverage. It's a tool to build empires. And here's the shocking part. The gap between rich and poor isn't just about income. It's about mindset. Today, we're stepping inside the mind of billionaires. And once you see how they think, you'll never look at your own money the same way again. Here's the truth. Wealth doesn't start with money in your bank account. It starts with how you think about money. Most people believe getting rich is about finding the right job, the right salary, or maybe just luck. But if that were true, every high-income earner would be wealthy. And we know that isn't the case. Some doctors, lawyers, and executives live paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, others with less income quietly build fortunes. The difference isn't education. It isn't luck. It's mindset. Billionaires operate from a psychology most people never learn. They don't just ask, how do I earn more? They ask, how can I turn this dollar into a system that earns while I sleep? And in this video, we're going to step into that psychology. You'll see 4 powerful mindset shifts that separate billionaires from everyone else. And by the end, you'll have a blueprint you can use to start shifting your own financial future. The first shift alone will change how you see every dollar you touch. And here's the first shift inside the mind of billionaires. Money is not something to be saved. It's a tool to create more wealth. For most people, money feels like a constant battle. Take Maria, for example. She works hard, but every paycheck disappears before the month ends. Rent, groceries, gas, and a few small luxuries all gone. She saves what little she can, but inflation eats away at it faster than she can build. Her mindset is survival. Every dollar feels fragile, like it could vanish with one emergency bill. Now compare that to someone like Daniel, a small-time entrepreneur. Instead of thinking, how can I stretch this dollar? He thinks, how can this dollar work for me? Where Maria sees expenses, Daniel sees opportunities, tools, investments, leverage. Here's the conflict. Most people are trained from childhood to trade time for money, to cling to security, and to fear risk. We grow up hearing phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or don't rock the boat, just keep your job. These beliefs create a cycle of caution, fear, and limitation. Billionaires? They flip that script completely. Where the average person sees danger, they see possibility. Where most people hoard money, billionaires put to work. And that's the dividing line. Not just wealth, but mindset. Most people treat money like a fragile treasure. They put in a savings account, cling to it, and hope it grows slowly over time. But to billionaires, money is never meant to sit still. Money is leverage. It's fuel. It's the seed that builds an entire forest. Think of Elon Musk. After selling PayPal, he didn't stash his money in a bank account and retire comfortably. He reinvested nearly every dollar into Tesla, SpaceX, and SolarCity, companies that at the time most people thought would fail. That decision turned him into one of the richest men alive. He treated money like a tool, not a trophy. Or take Oprah Winfrey. Instead of just relying on her salary as a TV host, she invested in her own production company. That shift, putting her money to work, multiplied her wealth and gave her ownership over her brand. Here's the key. The average person asks, how can I save this dollar? Billionaires ask, how can this dollar create 10 more? And you don't need billions to start thinking this way. Even with $100, you can invest, start a small side hustle, or buy tools that help you earn more. The mindset shift is the same. Stop clinging to money and start using it as leverage. And once you see money as a tool, the next shift flips the entire employee mindset upside down. And it's the exact reason billionaires never trade time for money. Here is the second mindset shift. Billionaires don't trade time for money. They trade ownership for wealth. Most people grow up believing the safest path is a paycheck. Work hard, get promoted, maybe earn a little more each year. But here's the truth. No matter how high your salary goes, you're still trading hours for dollars. Your income depends on your presence. Stop working and the money stops. Billionaires think differently. They chase ownership, not wages. Take Jeff Bezos. In the early days of Amazon, he paid himself a modest salary. What he focused on wasn't his paycheck. It was equity, ownership of the company he was building. That equity, multiplied over decades, turned into hundreds of billions of dollars. Or think about Mark Zuckerberg. His salary at Facebook was famously just $1. But his net worth? Built almost entirely on ownership of shares. Even outside of tech, this mindset holds true. Ray Kroc, the man who scaled McDonald's, didn't just want to sell burgers. He wanted ownership of the real estate underneath the restaurants. That decision made him wealthier than anyone imagined. Meanwhile, the average person celebrates raises and bonuses. But raises don't build generational wealth. Ownership does. That's why billionaires put their energy into stocks, companies, and assets that keep paying them whether they're working or not. And here's the twist. You don't need to build Amazon to start thinking like this. Buying even one share of a company, starting a side hustle, or owning a small piece of real estate moves you from worker to owner. And this ownership mindset connects directly to the third shift, because billionaires don't just own. They play the game for decades, while everyone else is stuck thinking in days. The third mindset shift is this. Billionaires don't think in days or months. They think in decades. Most people want fast results. They invest a little and expect big gains in a year. If it doesn't work, they quit. This short-term thinking is why so many people stay stuck. Billionaires? They play the long game. Take Warren Buffett. He's often called the Oracle of Omaha, not because he gets rich quick, but because he holds investments for decades. When Buffett buys a company, he isn't thinking about next quarter's earnings. He's thinking about where that company will be in 20 or 30 years. That patience allowed him to turn small sums into a fortune worth over $100 billion. Or consider Amazon. 4 years after its launch, Amazon barely made profit. Investors criticized Jeff Bezos, saying the company would never survive. But Bezos wasn't focused on the next quarter. He was focused on building the infrastructure of the future. Decades later, Amazon isn't just an online bookstore. It's a global empire that controls e-commerce, cloud computing, and more. Here's the key. Billionaires delay gratification. They're willing to sacrifice comfort today for exponential rewards tomorrow. Where most people chase quick wins, they plant seeds and wait patiently for them to grow. And you don't need billions to apply this mindset. Whether it's investing $100 a month into an index fund or building a side business, the long-term approach compounds into life-changing results. But patience alone isn't enough. The fourth and most powerful mindset shift reveals how billionaires turn solving problems into endless streams of wealth. And here is the fourth mindset shift. Billionaires don't chase money, they chase problems. Most people live with a scarcity mindset. They think wealth is limited, that there's only so much money to go around. So they protect what little they have and fight over scraps. Billionaires? They think in abundance. They understand that money flows toward solutions. Solve a problem that impacts millions of people, and millions of dollars will flow back to you. Take Bill Gates. He didn't set out to get rich. He set out to solve a problem, making personal computing accessible to the world. By solving that one problem, Microsoft became a global giant, and Gates became one of the wealthiest men alive. Or consider Oprah Winfrey. She saw that millions of people longed for inspiration, connection, and empowerment. She built an empire by solving that problem through her shows, magazines, and networks. The result? A billionaire status built on helping others. The difference is simple. While most people chase a paycheck, billionaires chase impact. They know that the bigger the problem they solve, the bigger the reward. And this mindset isn't reserved for billionaires. You don't have to cure disease or start a global company. Even solving smaller problems, creating a useful product, offering a service people need, or sharing knowledge others lack, can create streams of income that grow far beyond a single paycheck. And when you add this abundance mindset to the other three shifts, seeing money as a tool, chasing ownership, and playing the long game, you unlock the real blueprint of billionaire psychology. So let's put this all together. Billionaires don't think about money the way most people do. They've rewired their entire psychology. They see money as a tool, not a treasure to hoard. They choose ownership over labor, building assets, instead of just trading hours for a paycheck. They play long-term games, planting seeds today that grow into forests decades later. And they operate from abundance, chasing solutions instead of chasing money, knowing that wealth flows to impact. These 4 shifts aren't just random habits. Together, they form a blueprint, a mindset framework that explains why some people build fortunes while others stay stuck in cycles of scarcity. And here's the emotional truth. You don't need billions to think this way. You don't need to be born into wealth or luck your way into success. Mindset is free. It costs nothing to adopt. Start seeing your money as leverage. Start prioritizing ownership, even if it's just a small stock or side hustle. Start thinking in years, not weeks. And most importantly, start asking, what problem can I solve that helps others? Because the moment you shift how you think about money, you change how money flows to you. So what can you actually do with all of this? Here are 4 simple steps to bring billionaire psychology into your own life. Step 1. Use money as leverage. Don't let cash sit idle. Even small amounts can be invested, used to buy tools, or turn into skills that multiply your earning power. Step 2. Prioritize ownership. Start shifting from just working for money to owning something, even if it's 1 share of stock, a side business, or rental room. Ownership is what builds wealth while you sleep. Step 3. Think in decades. Stop chasing quick wins. Whether it's investing a little each month or building a small side hustle, let time do the heavy lifting. The longer the game, the greater the rewards. Step 4. Solve problems, not just for yourself, but for others. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the income you'll attract. Focus on value, and money will follow. Remember, you don't need a billionaire's bank account to adopt a billionaire's mindset. Start small. Stay consistent. Over time, these tiny shifts compound into massive transformation. Now you've stepped inside the mind of billionaires. You've seen how they think, how they act, and the psychology that separates them from everyone else. The question is, what will you do with it? You don't need billions to start thinking like a billionaire. You just need to shift your mindset today. Because once you change how you think about money, everything else begins to change. Your choices, your opportunities, your future. And if this opened your eyes, then you must see what comes next. Because it's one thing to understand billionaire psychology, but it's another to see how ordinary people with nothing quietly built million-dollar fortunes. Click here to watch my video on the janitor who secretly built a $5 million fortune. It's proof that you don't need privilege, fame, or luck to transform your life. Just discipline, mindset, and time. Don't miss it.